Useless man, you want to beat me up? What do you want to do to me that you haven't done before, Jude? What have I done to deserve this miserable life you have subjected me to? Jude, Kate said angrily. Coward, as old as you are, you can't still fend for your family, your children and I. Useless man, I don't blame you. I blame myself, Jude. Jude was involved in a motor accident which nearly claimed his life. He broke his spinal cord during the fatal accident, so he became crippled. Jude lost his job after the accident. Him and his family began to lavish in poverty and pain. His wife, Kate, became hostile towards him. She maltreated him that he began to beg for death to take him. She refused giving him food. She doesn't give him food, and she disrespected him. One day, Kate picked a bucket of muddy water nearby and emptied it on her husband's Jude. She hissed and stormed into her room angrily. She sat on her bed in anger and bitterness. What kind of life is this? Why did I even marry this cripple man, for God's sake? Look at the way I am suffering now. Why my mates are enjoying life to the fullest. I can't continue like this. In fact, I know exactly what to do. Kate lamented. I have so many men that were coming to me. Now I have to start making advances and take advantage of it. She was still angry when suddenly her phone started ringing. She checked the phone and she then answered the phone with an angry face because she was already angry that her husband wasn't able to provide for all her needs like the way he used to provide before. She now checked the phone and it was Chief calling her. Hello, Chief. Don't hello me, Kate. I paid you money yesterday, but you didn't come to the hotel, Chief said. And I am very angry with you because you have changed. Kate answered, I'm sorry, Chief. You know my husband. He didn't allow me to go out last night. Please don't keep me waiting today, okay? Chief said. Okay, love, she answered and ended the call. Kate was getting ready to meet Chief at the hotel because she has been meeting him quite a long ever since her husband had an accident and wasn't able to provide all her needs for her. Kate was getting ready to meet Chief at the hotel when her phone started ringing again. She checked it and then she answered it. Chidinma, what happened? Kate asked. Papa is dead, Chidinma said and broke down in tears. Papa is what? Tell me you are joking, Chidinma. Is he dead? Our uncles has decided to bury him the next week. Please come to the funeral, Chidinma said to Kate. Kate was speechless. She screamed out frightened. Days later, Kate got prepared and left for the village with her two children. On getting there, she met her mother, who is in bad mood and in sorrowful state because she lost her husband, which is Kate's father. Mama, please stop crying. No amount of tears can bring him back. The next day, Kate visited her secondary school friend named Ego. Ego was Kate's secondary school best friend. Ego was putting on a dirty wrapper. Ego, is that you? Kate asked. After spending so much time with Ego, Kate decided to take Ego to the city to live with her. Kate paid for their tickets and the bus drove them some hours to the city before they reached back to the city where Kate stays with her crippled husband. She does not have any regard to her husband. She does not even inform her husband that a visitor would be coming to their house. Kate looked at Jude, who was sitting outside with anger reading boldly on his face. She eased and took Ego and her children inside. Feel free, Ego. Nobody will disturb you in this house. I am the owner of this house. Don't worry, the days of your sorrows are over, Kate said to Ego. Take those children inside and don't worry about anything in this house. Whatsoever that you need will be provided for you. And I don't want you to respect this man because he is not useful in this house anymore. Thank you very much, Kate. You picked me from gutters. Kate went to the kitchen and then prepared food for Ego and her children. They started enjoying themselves and she didn't give food to her crippled husband who has a problem. Where is my food? Jude asked. Will you shut up? You have the guts to ask me for food. Did you give me money to buy the foodstuff I used in preparing dinner? Useless man. Kate, why are you doing this to me? Is this because I am crippled? Jude asked. I remember providing everything that you needed when I was okay. Why are you treating me bad? Shut up, please. Nonsense. Kate hissed and stormed out of the bedroom. And she became angry when she got to the bedroom as well. The following day, Kate was in the living room when her phone started ringing. She checked and picked it, and it was Chief, her darling. Hello, Chief, darling, she said. Kate, why are you keeping me waiting? I thought you loved me, and I have paid for the hotel, which I want both of us to spend and enjoy time together. I paid you your money in full yesterday, yet you didn't come to the hotel as promised. I am missing you. In fact, come today, please. Okay, Chief, she said and ended the call. Hours later, Kate came out of the house dressed up in a skimpy gown. The gown exposed her cleavages. What are you still doing here, stupid man? Won't you go inside? Kate asked as she's looking sexy for the chief that have called her. She became very excited because she knows that she will gain a lot of things from her darling chief as he used to. Then her husband asked her, where are you going by this time of the night? Kate, coward, nonsense, she cursed him and stormed out of the house. She flagged down a taxi to an unknown destination. After getting there, she stood by the roadside. A car pulled over and she smiled lustfully. Then she negotiated with the man. She hopped into the car and zoomed off. And then the man took her to an expensive hotel where they will be enjoying themselves as he has already promised her because he has promised her to solve all her problems that she had. Then they went to the hotel. She became very happy, not knowing what the man have in mind for her. That night, the man gave her everything that she needed. He do her very well. And that night, when she woke up, she was feeling severe pain in her abdomen. She was shocked to see the bedsheet stained with blood, which is her blood. And the man, that is her darling chief that took her to the hotel, was nowhere to be found. She got up from the bed frightened and was about running when someone grabbed her from behind. Where did you think you are going? He placed a napkin on her nose and she became unconscious. After becoming unconscious, Chief then took her away and then unalive her because he has been sent to use a human being for a sacrifice, and she sees her as the perfect opportunity to use because he sees her that nobody will look for her since her husband is crippled and that her children are still young, that she does not have anybody that will come and speak on her behalf. He sees her as the perfect person to use. The next day, Chief disposed her body at the roadside and zoomed off because his plan has been perfected. Then Jude came and saw his wife corpse. "This is not my wife corpse. My wife cannot be dead," Jude said, with a rage in his face. Some people there was like, "Sir, please calm down. We saw her body at the roadside and we had to transport it to the police station. So the body was immediately deposited at the morgue. Take heart, sir." Jude became very, very heartbroken that he lost his wife in such way because he loved his wife very much, even with the bad treat that the wife treats him. He still loves her. Ego then seized the opportunity to take over Kate's husband, her friend's husband. Ego held his shoulder, looking depressed. "Stop crying. We have to find the murderer," Ego said. Jude later buried the body of his wife. He had already told her people about her tragic death. Week later, Ego succeeded in adding the love portion to Jude's food because he never agreed to her advances. Then she decided to do it her own way. After adding the love portion on his food, Jude ate it and started loving her. Jude changed overnight. He became a monster to his children. He made his children's life a living hell. They dropped out from school and their lives became very miserable. Some days later, Tracy was sitting at the backyard with her little sister crying. "What are you people doing there, you idiots?" Ego barked aggressively as she walked out of the house. "Ma, we are very hungry. We haven't eaten since 2 days from now," Tracy complained. "You are mad for telling me that. Come on, get up and go and hawk those fruits. Stupid girls." Tracy took the tray of fruits and then she left the house with sadness written all over her face and bitterness written all over her face because she and her little sister haven't eaten for days. They were being starved and being sent to hawk. She went out to sell her goods as instructed by her stepmother, even without eating, with her empty stomach. She did it so that they can allow her and her sister to eat. "Little girl, come here. I want to buy all your fruits," she heard a man say, and when she turned, she saw the man smoking aggressively. She became frightened. She became very, very scared because that was in a lonely part and there was no people there to save her. Jude rolled his wheelchair into the veranda, angry and frustrated, written all over boldly on his face. "Where did that stupid girl go? Night is fast approaching and she is still to return from the market. Ordinary to go and sell fruit and she has been there since morning and haven't returned up till now." He was very angry that his daughter haven't returned. Ego ran to the veranda and sat on the bench beside him. "I sent her to the market. Maybe she branched to a man's house on her way home. I don't know what your late wife did to your kids. they are very irresponsible. She said to Jude and convinced him, believing that his children are irresponsible. At that point, Tracy walks in the compound looking weak and dejected. She held her tray of fruits, staggering to the balcony, with tears run down over her cheeks because she has been running from a very far place to the house because the man that she saw that was smoking aggressively was chasing her. So she was running for her life. When she came back, "Why are you just coming home? Daughter of Jezebel," Ego screamed at her. "I was almost raped, ma and papa," she said amid tears. "Shut that stinking mouth of yours before I shut it for you. Do we look like fools? Who would believe your cheap lies?" "I am saying the truth," Tracy said. "Will you shut up? Are you insane? Do you think I resemble your late mother? You don't know me," Ego shouted. "Go inside now," Jude commanded. The next day, Ego walked in a pungent smell of cigar, hid her nose, that she sneezed her face in anger. "Madam, what are you doing here?" a man asked. "I have a job for all of you. I want you people to force yourself on a little girl until her last breath." Then the men answered, "No problem. Just show us her picture and the job will be a perfect one." Ego handed Tracy's picture to them and they smiled. "Once you are done with the job, I will pay your balance. Leave no traces behind," she said to the group of men. "Don't worry, we are going to deliver well, ma," they assured her. "I am not doubting you people, but that girl must be unalive," she said to them. Some days later, Ego was in the sitting room when her phone started ringing. She then answered the call. "Mama, send the girl out. I and my boys are waiting. I repeat, leave no traces behind. I want that girl brought on alive to my compound," Ego said, with a straight face. "Mama, relax. We will do the job well," he assured her and ended the call. "Tracy, Tracy, where is that imbecile?" she called out in anger. Tracy ran out of her room. "Run to Mama Ekene's shop to get the money I borrowed her last week." "Okay, ma," Tracy replied and left the house. On her way, she saw two masked boys in a black glaring at her. "Why are those boys looking at me that way?" she said to herself. They continued staring at her as if she had something that belongs to them. She became very scared because it was already getting night and she knew that there was no person there that could rescue her at that moment. She became frightened. Then she started running and later she mistakenly fell down